Hi, I'm Les from Tabletop Tastings, and today I've got with me Jason, the creator of Fire Noodle Eating Champs, the dice game. Jason, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Cool. Hey, so my name is Jason ToToTam. Like I said, I'm creator of the Noodle Eating Champs dice game, graphic designer, and game maker. Managed to turn a hobby into a job 2 years ago now. Worked on some Kickstarter projects with very good creative and cool silver studios. Then worked at Launch Tabletop, doing a bunch of projects there. Now I'm freelancing in the industry and making my own games.
That's awesome. And I'm in Canada. We had a little bit of a confusion, kind of sorting out time zones. Where are you located?
We get there. I'm in Sydney, Australia.
Sydney, Australia. Okay, well, thank you so much
Mm.
for taking the time to meet up with us and have a chat. Now, being that this is Tabletop Tastings, the perfect pairing of board games and whiskey tastings, I've got to ask, do you drink whiskey? And if so, what's your go-to whiskey?
I do actually, yeah. So Jameson's my go-to. That's always
Hmm.
like a good old standby I can always get. But like, if I got the money's right and if it's available, good Hibiki is always good. With the theme of my game of being like Korean fire noodles, like yeah, it's not whiskey, but soju is always a good go-to for that as well.
Excellent. I'll have to try those. Jameson, I'm familiar with. The other two, I have not tried yet.
hmm
So I'll have to order myself some. Now, as mentioned, you've got a Kickstarter, and it's starting very shortly in December. Fire Noodle Eating Champs, the dice game. Can you tell us a bit about your game?
It's a real-time noodle eating battle. Contestants are racing to be the first to eat all their noodles and grab the trophy, and the first person does that wins. The dice themselves that have noodle toppings on them, like corn and chili and like egg and all that. Noodles themselves come in different various spice levels. And say, for example, this level 3 one, if you flip it over, there's 3 noodle toppings that's needed to be on top of it. So roll dice and match the noodle toppings, and then eat all your noodles, and first person does that wins. But the catch is that these are really spicy fire noodles. So if you roll the spicy face over here, that die gets locked and gets put aside. You can't roll that again. So it's a little, yeah, got a little push your luck to it as well.
That sounds really interesting. And I got to ask, why noodles? What led you to spicy noodles?
This originally was a video game first, and I was at a game jam. There was and they had an exhibition there, and this game came out from that video game jam, and the video game version of it was just Fire Noodle Eating Champs, and we already had a theme of eating fire noodles. And yeah, I played the game. I really liked it, and then as with my background in board game design, I was like, hey, I reckon I can make that into a board game. So I reached out to the developer, and yeah, we made it into a board game.
That's awesome. And your
So yeah,
Kickstarter,
and yeah, who doesn't want to eat fire noodles?
well, the theme just
It
looks
just
so
like matches the theme
fun.
so well.
It looks so fun. That's
Absolutely.
right. With your Kickstarter, did you have a launch date for the Kickstarter? We know it's coming up in December. Any spoilers there?
Yeah, 1st of December. So for the past like 3, 4 months now, just been traveling Australia, showcasing my game, playtesting, and yeah, getting great feedback. And I thought, okay, you know what? I'm going to have might as well just build off the momentum of that and launch it sooner rather than next year.
And what was that experience like, going to these different trade shows, packs, and watching people actually play your game?
It was great to see that like after playtesting the game and showcasing the game, people slowly finding that audience who actually love the game, because like just like all games, it's not for everyone. But the people who like the game, who like easy to learn, fast paced, dice rolling extravaganzas, love this game. And also I got to showcase it to a lot of people in the industry and as well as the general public as well. So it's just a great experience all around.
Fantastic. And for myself, I do love big hardcore games, but every once in a while, those little shorter games are great to fill in the gaps and can be a ton of fun.
Absolutely. You can't
Now,
play Twilight Imperium every single day, unfortunately.
no, you can't. I do that once a year, though. Once a year, I play Twilight Imperium. But I believe this is your first Kickstarter project. What was it that drew you to the Kickstarter platform?
Well, essentially, I don't have the capital to make my game happen. That's why I go to the Kickstarter route. Yeah, I've debated for a long time actually whether crowdfunding was the right direction to go. There's a certain audience for that, the hardcore hobbyist game market where like they have all the big minis and everything like that. Like I can see in the back of your shelf there, like Marvel Unite only happened because of Kickstarter.
I've got a few of those
Um,
boxes. Yeah.
and I feel that otherwise, if I had the capital, I think I would have went another route of just like printing copies of the game itself and then just figuring out distribution and building up an audience there instead of taking a long time to build a mailing list, build an audience, and yeah, and all that. But yeah, that's the reason why I'm going crowdfunding.
Are there differences between GameFound and Kickstarter? Is there a reason to choose Kickstarter over something like GameFound?
Why I chose it was that it was a more established platform. The audience on there is not just for board games; it has a very broader audience. So I'm hoping that broad audience gets attracted to my game. And also Kickstarter has an app, which I feel like that's a very. I'm going to have like a launch event in Sydney as well, and I want people to like, hey, the game's out now, scan the code and
Use your
download
phone.
and like back the game, kind of thing like that. So yeah, and also taking it to more conventions as well. So that's another reason why I chose Kickstarter. Even though the
That's it.
fees are a bit higher, yeah, you don't have like a pledge manager or anything like that. But my project doesn't need that. I'm keeping very streamlined. So that's why I thought Kickstarter was the right platform for me.
Yeah, that's an interesting point because half of the games I've bought off of Kickstarter, I bought from my phone, and they've just been impulse buys. So I can see the
Yeah,
appeal to having them available.
that's the power of having an app. Yeah.
Now, your game, it's available also for free via print and play, which is fantastic. Are you concerned about people that they may just download your print and play versus ordering through the Kickstarter?
No, not at all. Selling it as a game, as a product, like this, you're selling more so like a convenience and the
Mhm.
experience in the box. So it's like you're curating that whole experience as well. So yeah.
Your dice look phenomenal. Fantastic
Oh,
looking
thank you.
dice. That-
They're still prototypes at the moment, but like yeah, right now we got like a little UV printing on it with like bright graphics and all. But like yeah, if we get enough funding, I might look into other different printing methods like heat pressing or laser etching or something like that.
Excellent. And on that front with the dice, do you have any other kind of plan goals if you hit certain thresholds? Anything else that you might introduce, or are you saving that all for the release?
Right now there's only one add-on that I have is you can design your own noodle if you pledge a bit extra. So for example, in these like for example in these noodle cards here, level one has one of them on there, level two has two of them on there, level three has three of them on there. So one of my add-ons is that like, hey, all right, give us if you support this game a bit more, you can design your own card. You choose which noodle toppings you want on your card, and that can be your card that will be in the base game of the game. The main goal with this
Get it out
Kickstarter
there.
is just get it out there, make sure everyone has the best experience so they can back more games in the future. Because like
Amazing.
the worst thing that can happen is like those Kickstarter projects where it's like you backed it, now you're waiting 2 years, 3 years, and then nothing's happening, and then finally comes and it's all dented and everything. And I don't want that at all. I just want to here's the game, here's how much it costs. If you want to support a bit more, you can make your own noodle for it, and that'll be in the game. And yeah, it'll arrive into your and I'll deliver it in like 6 months or so.
That's amazing. We at Tabletop Tasting, we're very excited about your Kickstarter. Is there anything else that you'd like to say to your potential backers?
Just be December 1st. Be ready for when it launches. And thanks for the support so far. A lot of people that I've talked to about this, this project has become a long time coming. I've been wanting to make games for a long time and learned new skills and got more experiences over the past few years working in the industry and gaining more confidence to make my first game. So just want to thank everyone who supported me so far over this long journey in my game making career.
Amazing. And this may be a little bit early, but after this launch, do you have any other games in the works?
But yeah, I definitely have a couple of games in the pipeline. In fact, going to be testing them later on today at my playtesting group. So yeah, be on the lookout for that.
Fantastic. If you ever need any help doing any online testing, let me know. And if we can make the time work, I'll be happy to help out. If people want to follow you
Absolutely.
or learn more about you, where can they find you?
Yeah, so all my socials, ToToTam, ToToTam, should find me on all the socials. ToToTam.com.au is my website. It has my portfolio and as well as all my game projects on there. Search Fire Noodle Eating Champs on Google, and yeah, you should be able to find all the other socials and links with that. I wasn't able to get Fire Noodle Eating Champs for as a tag for all the socials, so some of them have to be like Eating Champs, Fire Noodle Eating Champs, Eating Champs, but yeah, it's on there.
Fantastic. Well, Jason, it's been an absolute pleasure meeting you and chatting with you. I really look forward to your Kickstarter launch. I'm going to be a day one backer, and I really look forward to seeing how well a Kickstarter does and seeing what you've got next. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Hey, thanks for having me.
It's been a pleasure. We'll talk to you
All
later.
right.
Bye bye.
Thanks so much.